Did you know that soon you'll be able to generate dividends when providing liquidity on Uniswap? And the project that will make this possible is called Unistake. Now, Unistake is a decentralized token protocol built to empower DeFi projects and incentivize liquidity providers. Now, I'd also like to thank Unistake for sponsoring this video, so without further ado, let's get straight into it. Now, as we can see here on CoinGecko, Unistake, the token, is an ERC20 token, so that's on the Ethereum blockchain for new people, and it's currently trading at 23 cents. Now, the market cap is almost 30 million, circulating supply is almost 129 million with a max supply of almost 280 million. It is tradable on Uniswap and also on Gate.io. So let's take a look at the website to see what Unistake are all about. Now, they are built to work with Uniswap version 2. Okay, so that's the latest version of Uniswap, and this is how their platform is going to look like. It's not live yet because it's still in the early days. They've recently just launched their token. So we can see here that you can actually add liquidity, and you can also select a staking period, and it'll tell you what your estimated return is based on the length of your stake. Now let's take a look to see what it's all about. So for users, Unistake makes providing liquidity for Uniswap easier and more profitable than ever before. And for Uniswap, Unistake's additional revenue streams further incentivize Uniswap liquidity providers, enhancing Uniswap usability. And for projects, it can attract more liquidity by providing staking bonuses for locking up liquidity pools. Now, why is that awesome? Well, think about those projects which are launching their tokens. Maybe they don't have so much in circulation, and because of that, it could actually lack slippage, right? So when people tend to buy, they tend to either pump the price too much or dump the price too much. And then of course that hurts the reputation of the project. So that's why projects like Unistake are very, very important to solve this problem. Aside from that, it also incentivizes the user and also the project. So how awesome is that? Now, they've got 3 different features here that make this possible. Now, pool match is a way to provide liquidity with only one token of the pair, while the project provides the other. The next function here is called multiplier. Now, it's an optional side contract used when providing liquidity to increase staking bonuses and lock up Unistake. And finally, the pooled stake standard 2 token Uniswap liquidity model, but with the additional benefit from revenue streams from staking. Now, they've got the enterprise features as well. So let's take a look at those. So we've got liquidity. DeFi projects looking to build or increase Uniswap liquidity can use Unistake to attract liquidity providers through exclusive benefits. And the staking bonuses. So existing projects can use their company tokens to create staking bonuses, and new projects can program their smart contracts to work with Unistake out of the box. Now, the lockup period. So you could provide a high rate of staking returns to liquidity providers who leave their liquidity in the Uniswap pools for longer with optional liquidity lockup periods. So that's great. Now, they do have 3 other features here. So that's the initial stake offering. It's a new way, right? I've never heard of this before. It's the first time I hear about it. So it's great that Unistake have come up with this idea. I'm not sure if they are the first to use it. Perhaps there are others out there, but it's the first time I hear of it, and it's from them. So what is ICO? Well, initial stake offering. New projects can take their token offering to the next level by turning it into an ICO. They can create custom parameters and give participants more reasons than ever to get involved. Then there's the automatic listing. So by using the Uniswap launch contract, projects can build trust through automated Uniswap listings, liquidity lockups, and predefined listing prices. And there's the trusted code. Using the Unistake launch contract feature shows the project supporters that every aspect of their token offering is safe from exit scams and malicious code. So that's great, right? Because we've seen a lot of rug pulls on Uniswap. Now let's take a look at the utility. Now, what Unistake is not, okay, so Unistake is not a token that arbitrarily pays returns to holders for locking away tokens from an infinitely increasing token supply. The token has a real-world use case, a utility, which means that people need the token in order to use the platform. Using the token within the platform creates new opportunities to projects and liquidity providers to get the most out of their interactions with Uniswap decentralized exchange. So here we could see how the utility is actually explained. So Unistake is designed to make attracting and providing Uniswap liquidity easier and more profitable than with Uniswap alone. Any project can utilize the tools offered to attract the liquidity they need, and anyone looking to provide liquidity can increase their returns by using Unistake to join these pools in order to take advantage of the benefits. Projects and liquidity providers both require the Unistake token to do so. So this is why it's important to have the Unistake token in order to take advantage of this benefit. And this is where the utility comes into play. Okay, now let's take a look at the user section here, because you're probably a user, so you're more interested in that. Do read the for projects section if you're interested, if you're a project watching this video. But regarding the user, regardless of which protocol a person uses to provide liquidity, they will benefit from the additional staking bonuses when using Unistake. Profits derived from a liquidity provider attracts no fees by Unistake, but a 10% fee paid in Unistake is required to withdraw profits received from staking bonuses. So when you actually get that profit, when you want to withdraw it, you do need to pay a small fee, but only 10% of the fee from that staking bonus. So you're not paying it from your stake, right? Which is great, right? Because if your bonus is huge, then 10% is nothing. So that's why you need to hold Unistake for that if you're a user. And this is where the utility comes in handy. Now, how does this actually work? Well, you can create a pool. So the first step is a project creating a pool to attract liquidity providers. The project must have a pair with their token and Unistake on Uniswap to begin. So they need to have the double pairing, basically, if you want to think about it this way. They need to have a pairing with Unistake too for this to work. Now, they need to set the staking bonuses. So when creating the pool, the project creates extra incentives to liquidity providers by offering a guaranteed returns in their tokens for joining. Now, they need to set the lockup, so the percentage offered can differ based on the amount of time a liquidity provider agrees to lock their liquidity for. So, of course, the longer you lock them, the bigger the staking rewards, right? And now joining a pool. So once a pool is created, anyone who holds the applicable tokens can join the pool and benefit from profits from Uniswap trading fees and staking bonuses. So yeah, I mean, this is great. Here we could see that this is basically how it's going to work. And this example is awesome. I really like how they've structured their website, because this explains it in a way that beginners can grasp this concept as well, right? So for the example below, the tokens provided into the liquidity will be valued at $100 at the start and at the end of the term. So let's take a look at how providing liquidity on Uniswap alone would actually work. So the user provides one test token and 100 example tokens to the TTEXT liquidity pool on Uniswap. Now the user waits 30 days and withdraws their token from liquidity. The user receives the original one test token and 100 example tokens plus the trading profits of 10%. Now, how is Unistake different here? Now, the user provides the one test token and the 100 example tokens, so that's exactly the same. User locks them for 30 days in order to benefit from the 10% staking bonuses that example token is offering. However, if the user waits 30 days and withdraws their token from the liquidity, the user receives the original one test token and 100 example tokens plus the trading profits of 10%. So now the user withdraws staking bonuses received in example tokens and pays a 10% fee in Unistake in order to receive 100% of the example tokens. So how awesome is that? And here we can see what the total profit would be using Unistake and why you should do it once they launch their platforms in order to take advantage of this extra benefit, right? Because many people are using Uniswap at the moment as a standalone but are not benefiting from this as much. So we can see here, as an example in the graph, the total profit with Uniswap alone would be $10 and with Unistake it would be 19, which includes the $1 fee paid in Unistake to realize the additional $9 profit. Now, the next thing I want to talk about here is in relation to the projects. So how will it actually work for the project? Well, in short, the token price has no relevance unless there is enough liquidity to back it up. For example, a holder could have 1 million tokens, each valued at $1, showing a balance of 1 million in their wallet, but without enough liquidity in the pool, the holder will not be able to realize the value of the token and the actual tangible price could be zero. And that's true, because if somebody was to sell a lot of it, then it would drive the price down, so they're not actually worth 1 million. Hence why we need liquidity, right? So liquidity equals stability, and this couldn't be more right. Now, for tokens listed on Uniswap, a healthy amount of liquidity is what gives the token true value. This is because the more liquidity a token has, the less volatile the price fluctuations are when swaps are performed. Buying and selling tokens with low liquidity results in huge price changes known as slippage. Increasing liquidity limits the amount of slippage and in turn attracts more traders and creates tangible value to the token. So of course, they're basically reiterating here how they're attracting liquidity. and so on. So do have a read of this, by the way. Now, the next thing we want to talk about the tokenomics. I know that you love tokenomics. I like tokenomics. We need to know about the tokenomics, especially when you invest in a project, right? Now, unlike other projects who decide every aspect of their tokenomics prior to deployment, the Unistake tokenomics model is designed around a community-driven variable outcome. This is due to the way that the Unistake token is released to market through the dynamic ISO contract. This means that factors such as the total supply, circulating supply, and token allocations are not decided by Unistake, but by the speed in which the community closes the ISO. They are deflationary by nature. So from the moment of deployment, Unistake is programmed to be deflationary based on the actions of the community. This includes the amount of tokens available in the ICO and how many tokens are released into circulation. Now we can see the maximum cap here was 280 million. On CoinGecko, it does say 279.9999999, so only one token down. I'm not sure what is the reason behind the one token, but anyway, close enough here. So the minimum launch supply, which would deflate via the burn function, would have been 202 million. And we can see here there is a note here that's saying that after the first publication of this first light paper, the total supply above was increased by 9.8% prior to the deployment of the token. The increase was decided via public vote. Details of the vote and the reasoning is available on the Unistake Discord. So you should join their Discord channel there because they seem to be having a lot of communication. They're also on Telegram, but mostly Discord. Now, the amount of tokens released into the total supply is variable based on the outcome of the ISO. Once the ISO ends, the total supply of tokens is finalized. However, deflation continues as every time a supporter from the ISO withdraws their tokens as a proportion of the forfeited staking bonuses are burnt out of circulation. Burning forfeited staking bonuses continues throughout the life of the project every time a stake is ended early. So here we could see how it actually worked, how the token allocation happens, and the staking bonus allocation. So this is interesting. Like even their light paper has a really nice design and a very well explained structure here. So we can see what the Unistake team are holding and so on here. So yeah, do have a read through this light paper, by the way. Now, finally, I want to touch on one other point, which is regarding the smart contracts. Now, without smart contracts, DeFi just isn't DeFi, and this couldn't be more right. Unistake is a true DeFi project, and as such cannot operate without the use of properly operational smart contracts. To ensure everything works as intended, all contracts are meticulously tested by expert solidity auditors. These reports will be available on this page prior to them being used by any Unistake users. We've got the token contract, which is the token contract where Unistake tokens are minted. The ISO contract, which runs the token offering from start to finish. The staking bonus contract. So we can see here there are multiple contracts that are being used. Then the time distribution contract, the platform contract. So yeah, if you want to find out which is the Unistake token contract, of course you should go to this page here. This is the only version of the truth. Be careful not to get scammed out there with other options. And again, do follow them on social media if you're interested here on Telegram and Discord. Apparently they are more active on Discord, but also on Telegram. So this was it from today's review. My final thoughts on this. Well, I'm really hyped about this project, to be honest, because why not, right? Just think about it. There's absolutely nothing you can lose here in the sense that you're already supplying liquidity on Uniswap, right? And this is assuming you are doing it. And you're generating that passive income, right? But why not get the extra staking rewards as well on top of that, right? So you're already taking a risk by supplying liquidity. So now you're reducing that risk, but increasing the income because these guys are more secure than just using Uniswap alone. And now you're also getting those staking benefits. So I couldn't be more bullish than that. And I'm really looking forward to seeing their platform launch and see it in action, of course, and we'll likely do a follow-up tutorial when that happens. Thank you very much for watching this video. As always, don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it, dislike if you don't, and leave a comment below telling me what you think of Unistake. Thank you for watching. Take care and bye-bye.